everybody. Welcome to the Unit 4 final review sheet on inequalities. Okay, number 1. Craig went bowling with $25 to spend. He rented shoes for $5.25 and paid $4 for each game. What is the greatest number of games Craig could have played? So, rereading this, we know that he had $25 to spend. So that's the total. We could just put that at the end. Something equals 25. He rented shoes for $5.25. So we could put that there. And that means plus. Paid $4 for each game. So 4. And it doesn't tell us how many games he played. So we're going to represent that with the variable. I'll just use G for games. So there's our equation. And what we have to do now is just solve it. So equal sign, draw the line. Now we want to get the variable g by itself on the left side, but the constant is next to it, and it says positive 5.25. So we use inverse or opposite operations. Opposite of positive is a negative. So subtract $5.25 from both sides. If you want, you can also give cents here, match up the decimals, add zeros. 5.25 minus itself is 0, so cancel that. Haven't used the 4g yet, bring that down, and equals $25 minus $5.25 is going to give us $19.75. All right, let's just double check. 25 minus 5.25, 1975. And now what operation are we looking at? Well, we see multiplication. It says 4g, which means 4 times g. So the inverse or opposite of multiplying is division. So divide both sides by that coefficient. Coefficient is the number in front of our variable, which is the number 4. That's multiplying it. 4 divided by itself is 1. Cancel those. Bring down g and equals. And let's divide. 19.75 divided by 4 gives us 4.9375. But we're not done. If you look at your options, that's not even a choice. It says how many games could he have played? 4, 5, 6, or 7. So obviously this is not the answer. And think about it. In real life, can somebody play 4.9375 games? No. So it must be a whole number. The two closest to our answers is either 4 games or 5 games. Now be careful with this. Normally in math, we like to round. So if we round 4.9375 to the nearest whole number, it's going to be 5. But remember, he played 4 and most of another one. That's why it's 0.9375. So he didn't really play 5 games. He played 4 complete games. So to answer the question, what is the greatest number of games Craig could have played? That would be A, 4 games. Okay, question 2. Heather pays $30 per month plus 5 cents per text. She wants to keep her cell phone bill under $60. So we have to write an inequality that represents this situation. So she pays $30 per month, so that's 30, plus, so that means plus, 5 cents per text, so 0.05. And it's saying for text, use the variable t. Now I'm not going to put a lowercase because if I do that, it's going to look like another plus sign. So I'll just put a capital T so you can see the difference. And she wants to keep the cell phone bill under means less than, so we need this symbol, under $60. So there we go. Now we set up our inequality. It's time to solve. So just like an equation, equal sign, draw the line. There's no equal sign here, but we treat the inequality symbol as the equal sign. All right, so the left side, we want to get the variable t by itself, but looking at it, we have the constant positive 30. So use your inverse operation here. Opposite of positive 30 is negative 30. So subtract 30 on both sides. 30 minus itself is 0. Just cancel that. Haven't used the 5 cents, 0.05t. Just bring that down. Bring down our less than symbol. And 60 minus 30 is going to give us 30. Now what operation do we see? Well, we should see multiplication because it says 0.05t, which means 0.05 times t. Since we're looking at multiplication, we undo it by using the opposite operation of division. We're going to divide by the coefficient. Remember, coefficient is just a number in front of our variable. In this case, it's 0.05. And we have to do the same thing to both sides of the inequality. 0.05 divided by itself is 1. We could just cancel that. Bring down our variable t and our inequality symbol less than. And then use our calculator to divide 30 divided by 0.05, which is 600. So t less than 600, choice A is our answer. So the number of texts Heather can send each month to stay within her budget is less than 600 texts. Okay, number 3. 3, we have a graph. And I'm not going to draw the whole graph, just the important part we need here. We have a number line here, and it's graphed like this. There's a closed circle here, and it's going to the right. Okay, so it says a Seattle Seahawks NFL running back gained no less than 2 yards before he was tackled on his first rush. So we have to figure out which inequality is represented on this number line. So it kind of gives us a clue. No less than means it's this number or higher, as it shows here on the number line where it starts at 2, the circle, and the arrow moves to the right. So numbers greater than 2, like 3 and 4. So what we can do, put our variable. It gave us r, so we'll use r. It's going to the right, so we know greater than, but it's a closed circle, so it means greater than or equal to. And where does the circle start? It starts on the number 2. So r is greater than or equal to 2. Answer choice D. All right, heading into number 4. Let me just move this up at number 1. So number 4, let's move it down a little. All right, question 4. Madison Square Garden holds a maximum of 18,200 people. There are currently 17,400 people attending a Drake concert at MSG, but more people want to go. How many more people can attend? Let's reread it again. MSG holds a maximum of 18,200 people. That means there cannot be more than that number. So it can be all the way up to 18,200, but it shouldn't be more than that. So this means that symbol, less than or equal to, because we don't want to pass that number. Right now it says that there are 17,400 people at the concert, and more people want to go. So if more want to go, that's adding a certain number. We don't know what the number is. That's okay. You can just use a variable to represent that number. So I'll just use P for more people. So that's the inequality. Now we just have to solve. It's one step. Let's draw the line where we see the symbol. And we want P by itself on the left-hand side. But next to it is the constant, positive 17,400. So inverse of that, opposite of positive is negative. So we want to subtract 17,400 on both sides. 17,400 minus itself is 0, so cancel that. Bring down P, and your less than or equal to symbol. And 18,200 minus 17,400 is 800. So P is less than or equal to 800, which is choice C. So that means a maximum of 800 more people can attend, so we can't pass that number. Okay, question 5. It says Nikki must spend a minimum of $175 at Roosevelt Field Mall to receive a discount. She wants to buy a pair of jeans for $43 and spend the rest on 3 blouses that are on sale and each cost the same amount. Find the cost for each blouse. And a minimum of $175. This means she has to spend $175 or more, right? Or higher in order to get this discount. So that means greater than or equal to, and the number is 175. What else does it say? Okay, she wants to buy a pair of jeans for $43. Okay, so 43. And that means plus. And spend the rest on 3 blouses, so 3. And they all cost the same amount. Now it doesn't tell us what the amount is, so we need a variable. So I'll use the letter B for blouses. And that's our inequality. Now we have to solve it. So where we have the symbol, we draw the line. We're solving for B. We want to get B by itself on the left side. But next to it, we see the constant positive 43. So we need to get rid of positive 43. The opposite of positive is negative. So subtract 43 from both sides. 43 minus itself is 0. Cancel it out. We haven't used the 3b yet, so bring it down. Bring down our inequality symbol. And 175 minus 43 is going to give us 132. Now what operation do we see? We see multiplication. It says 3b, which means 3. So 3 divided by itself is 1. Let's cancel that. Bring down b and our greater than or equal to symbol. And 132 divided by 3 is 44. Let's just double check. 132 divided by 3. Yep, 44. So B is greater than or equal to $44. So that's choice D. So each blouse costs at least $44. Okay, question number 6. We have another inequality on a number line, just like number 3. And again, like number 3, I'm not going to write everything on the graph, just the important part we need to look at. So we have a circle. It's a closed circle. Starts in the number 5, and it goes to the right side. So we have to write an inequality for this. Now it gives us the variable d, so we'll use that, d. And is it a closed or open circle? Well, we see it's a closed circle, so it's something, something, or equal to. What number does it start on? It starts on the number 5. And is it less than 5 or greater than 5? Well, we can see the blue arrow is going to the right, past 5 and going to number 6 and beyond. So that means greater than or equal to 5. So our answer choice is choice D. D is greater than or equal to 5. Number 7. 7, we have to list the first 3 integers that satisfy the inequality z is less than or equal to 8. So as we did the practice and homework on this, I did recommend drawing a number line. Don't have to put too much on it. Just put the solution in the middle, 8. One number greater, which is 9. One number smaller, which is 7. And it says z is less than or equal to 8. So let's just graph this. Circle on 8. It says or equal. That's that line there, that blue line I just underlined. So it must be a closed circle. And which numbers are less than 8? Well, that would be in this direction, to the left. So to the left of 8, we just renumber this, we would have 7, 6, 5, and so on and so forth. So now what does our inequality say? It says z, or any number that's less than or equal to 8, which means 8 is a solution. That's the first number we're going to start with. So 8, then what number is smaller than 8, or to the left? 7. And what number is smaller to the left of that? 6. So the first 3 integers that satisfy our inequality are 8, 7, and 6. Okay, question number 8. Explain which of the figures below represents the solution to the inequality, and this says 0.25k plus 9 is greater than 10. Okay, so we have to solve this, and you don't have the pictures on your screen, but I'll graph it so we can see the same thing. All right, let's do that. So solve. So where the inequality symbol is, draw the line. Next, we want to get the variable k by itself. But looking at it, we see that it has the constant, which is positive 9, that we want to get rid of. So use inverse operation. The opposite of adding 9 is to subtract 9. So do that to both sides. 0.25k we haven't used yet, so just bring it down. 9 minus 9 is 0. Cancel that. Bring down our greater than symbol. 10 minus 9 is just 1. So now what operation do we see? We see multiplication, 0.25k, which means 0.25 times k. And since we're looking at multiplication with division, k and our greater than sign symbol, and 1 divided by 0.25 is 4. If you want to think about it, 25 cents is a quarter, 4 quarters make $1. But we could just double check on the calculator just to be sure. 1 divided by 0.25 equals 4. So our solution to the inequality is k is greater than 4. And according to the number lines given on your, that would be this one, where 4 is here, 5 is there, 3 is there. And since it's greater than, it starts on 4. And greater than 4, numbers are to the right. So that's the graph that we're going to choose, the number line, which is choice, I would say C, but it says figure number 3. So figure 3 is our answer. Okay, a couple more, and we're done. So numbers 9 and 10. Let me just move over. All right, so number 9 is another word problem. It says Cliff pays $75 per month plus $15 per byte. He wants to. How many bytes each month while staying? Let's take it apart piece by piece. Okay. Data. So we don't know how many extra gigabytes he's paying for, so we'll just use a variable. Any letter is fine. I'll just use, don't know, C. Or let's just use G for gigabytes so you don't get confused. So G. He wants to keep his cell phone bill under, which means less than, $120, so 120. Okay, so we set it up. Now time to solve. Well, we have the symbol. Let's draw a line. We want to get G by itself, isolated on the left side, but next to it, we see the constant. So 75 on both sides. 75 minus itself is 0. We haven't done anything with the 15G yet. It's okay, bring it down. And our inequality symbol. 120 minus 75 is going to be 45. And now what operation do we see? We see multiplication. It says 15G, which means 15 times G. The inverse or opposite of multiplying is dividing. And we divide by the coefficient on both sides. Remember, coefficient is just a number in front of the variable that's multiplying it. This case is 15. 15 divided by itself is 1, so cancel that out. Bring down our variable G and our inequality symbol less than, and 45 divided by 15 is 3. So our inequality here is G is less than 3. So he can afford to pay for 3 extra gigabytes each month to stay within his budget. Okay, number 10. Nick bought a tablet for $169. So he spent a maximum of $216. What is the greatest number of ebooks that Nick could have bought? Okay, so piece by piece, he bought a tablet for $169. He also bought some ebooks for $5 each, so plus 5. We don't know how many ebooks, so let's just put a variable and just put X. And he spent a maximum, which means he couldn't spend any more than, this is the highest that he could spend, of $216. So maximum means less than or equal to, and we have 216. So that's our inequality. Now it's time to solve. Where the symbol is, we draw the line. We want to isolate or get X by itself, the variable, but next to it, we have the constant, which is positive 169. So perform the inverse or opposite operation. Opposite of positive 169 is negative 169. So subtract on both sides. 169 minus itself is 0. Just cancel it. Bring down the 5x and your less than or equal to symbol. 216 minus 169 is 47. Now what operation do you see? You should see multiplication. It says 5x, which means 5 times x. So we have to undo multiplication with the inverse operation of division. So divide by the coefficient, the number in front of our x, which is 5. 5 divided by itself is 1. Cancel that. Bring down x and our less than or equal to symbol. 47 divided by 5, let's use our calculator, and we get 9.4. But technically this is not our solution. It says, what is the greatest number of ebooks that Nick could have bought? So if you think about it in real life, you cannot buy 0.4 of a book. It's either you bought the book or you didn't buy the book. So we have to round. It's either he 9 ebooks or 10 ebooks. So it says 4. You might be tempted to round up to 10 because it's a little bit more than 9. But again, you can't buy. Realistically, he really only 9 books. That is our solution, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you reach out if you have any questions. And please rewatch the video, pause it if you need to, practice, and I'll catch you on the next one.